Well, my name is Ely Burke. August the 30th, 2005, for Katrina, we had to evacuate New Orleans. So we drove for 9 hours until we get in Grenada. It was 9 p.m. and it was late. We were tired and we went to McDonald's and an old man said, "Are you from New Orleans?" And we said, "Yes." And we don't have a place to go. The hotels, there was no place. And he mentioned, "Oh, there's a church, Emmanuel Baptist Church, and they have a shelter at that church." So that's how we stay here in Grenada. And it was a bless, of course.
So at that time, who was we?
My mother, my twin brother, another sister, and Reuben.
And Reuben is your son.
Reuben is my son. He was 12 years old when we came to Grenada.
And you came with nothing.
Nothing, just the clothes that I have, because every summer it was the same story. And we were thinking that nothing is going to happen. And we just don't, we never imagined that that's going to happen. Katrina is going to destroy New Orleans. So.
And if I understand your story correctly, Ellie, you were leaving New Orleans with nothing was not the first time you'd left a place with nothing.
It was the third time.
Exactly. So tell us about the other two times.
When I came from my country, from Honduras, in the 2000, we came here with nothing too. And I just started working and never give up. I just working, and Reuben was doing great at school. He was happy here, and I was happy here. When we came here, one of my brother made the petition for us to stay in America. So we stay in America, and 5 years after we came, we have a fire in our house, and everything was gone too. So we restart again. So when Katrina, we have 5 years that we just moved to the new house, and then Katrina, and then we just restart in Grenada.
So you have come here somewhat randomly because you pulled off the highway and you stopped at McDonald's and they told you where to find a place to sleep.
Yes.
Well, then what happened? How did you find your way to making a home for yourself and Reuben?
Well, I stayed at the shelter at church, and I started asking people if somebody needs a person to work. I need to work because nobody knows what's going on in New Orleans. So if I stay here, I need to work, and I find people who needs my help, and I start working. A week later, we still didn't know what happened in New Orleans, but I start working, and that's how we stay, because we find nice people, we find a job, and everything looks great in Grenada. We fell in love with Grenada people because we find a lot of very nice people, and that's why we stay here.
Well, I hadn't realized that Katrina hit the night before your birthday.
Yes.
So in arriving here, did you arrive in Grenada on your birthday?
Yes.
Wow. So you came to Grenada, what is it?
August 29.
5 years ago?
Oh, and Grenada 8 years ago. It was 2005.
2005, that's right. Okay, so 8 years ago.
Yes.
8 years ago. And I think, Miss Ellie, you have been talking recently about buying a house.
Yes.
So you are serious about your commitment to Grenada.
Yes, that's me. It's funny because before Katrina, I was looking for my house in New Orleans, and I never find a house that I really like it. And because I already had the down payment, I sold my house in my country. So I said, Reuben, well, God is perfect. We didn't find a place because we're not going to stay in New Orleans. So I have been waiting, and I realized that this is the place that I would like to get older by myself. Maybe Reuben is going to go to a different place. He wants to grow. He wants to fly. He have a lot of dreams. And I'm happy that he's happy.
Reuben had a blood condition, correct, for much
Yes.
of his life?
Well, yes. We find that here at the shelter 3 days after the hurricane. Yes, he started having rushes in his body, and we didn't know what's going on. We were thinking it was the beds, and then eventually we find out he have ITP. It's a chronic disease in his blood. His blood got thinner like water. So every week they have to check his blood and see how was his blood. And when they find out that about the disease, his platelet was 3, and the normal platelets count it has to be at 1,500. He was dying, and we didn't know that.
And as I recall, you, industrious person that you are and concerned mother, learned about how to combat this disease through nutrition.
Yes, um, I'm a Christian person. I believe in God, and I spend a lot of time talking to God, and I know I trust Him, and the first thing I want to know is how to help my son, because I didn't want him to take the prednisone he was taking because I know it was bad. And I find more people with the same problem, and I start feeding him organic for a couple of months, and in 2 years his disease got in a remission, and he's still healthy. First, because of God, I believe in him, and because his body responds to the organic food. Of course, he's not eating any more organic. He's just happy. He's just eating wherever he wants, but his body is healed.
Now, you told me not too long ago why you got involved with Grenada Gives 365. Why did you get involved with Grenada Gives 365?
I want others to have the same opportunity Grenada gave it to me. I fell in love with Grenada because I found a family here. When Reuben was sick, there was people who called me and say, "Do you want Ellie to take Reuben to the doctor?" And one day it was 5 o'clock, and Reuben he didn't feel good. It was something wrong with his tooth. And somebody just called me and said, "We're gonna take you to Winona." We talked to a doctor, and he's gonna wait for Reuben. So that was impossible to find another place. People who worry for you, and I feel like I have to pay back all those favors, and I'm proud to be here and be part of this place, and I want to help. And I don't understand why people who really belong to this place, they don't appreciate that. They don't know. It's the same thing. Like I'm coming from a very poor country. I appreciate to be in America. I appreciate because I noticed the difference between living in another place that is very poor and living in America. You can reach your goals if you work hard. In my country, you work hard and you never reach what you really need. You never. It's very hard. But in this country, you can reach your goals.
You told me the other day about your GED classmates. So you're studying for your GED?
Yes, and I'm very happy. I'm learning and putting new information in my brain, and I'm really happy.
And you were comparing your situation with that of some of your classmates, saying, "Miss Deborah, why do I have a car and they do not?"
Well, since I was in New Orleans, and like 5 years after I came, I started saving my money. And when I bought my first car, I paid cash $5,000. I saved all that money every week. I was putting in a different envelope for my car. And when I came home with the car, Reuben was surprised. "Where did you get that car? How did you get it?" And well, and when I was driving my car, and I saw a lot of people waiting for a bus, and I say, "Wait a minute, they born in America. They have a lot of opportunities, and I just came, and I already have a car, and I already have a job. Why they can't get the same things I have been getting here if I just came.
Do you have any answer for that?
Well, sometimes I think that they don't have goals. In our country, we learn to fight. We never give up. And maybe because of all, every time I have a problem like Katrina, like when I have a fire, every time I feel like that helped me to be stronger. And there's something else. I don't have nobody to help me, just myself. If I fail, I just have to get up by myself. And just God, of course, because I believe in Him. But I don't have a hand to hold. And the problem, I think, is there's a lot of help around, and people just know that they can get everything for free. And I don't have that benefit. And I don't want it either.
So, where is Reuben now?
Reuben is in Mississippi State. He just started his third year in Mississippi State. He's just happy. 2 more years, and he's going to be graduating from Mississippi State.
So, tell us more about how Reuben got to Mississippi State.
Well, Miss Jen Walton helped Reuben a lot with him. Reuben started 2 years before high school. He finished high school. He said, "Mom, I want to go to Mississippi State." And I said, "Reuben, I don't think I can afford that. I'm saving money, but I think you're going to go to Holmes Community College." And he said, "I'm not going to Holmes. I have been studying hard. I have good grades. I'm going to graduate with honors from Grenada High School, and I don't think I deserve to go to Holmes. I deserve to go to Mississippi State, and I'm going to prove you that I'm going to go for free," he said. And I said, "Reuben, but still, it's like $7,000 a semester." And he said, "I'm going to go, Mom." And he's there.
And how did he do it?
Study hard. And he get involved with all the programs that help to get scholarships. He get involved in advance.
I remember that you told me that you had told him that you didn't know how to help him, and that even if you did, you would be expecting him to find the money on his own.
Yes, and one day he said, "Mom, I feel sad because all my friends, their parents are doing what I am doing. And so I'm sorry, I don't know the system." But here again, Reuben is the man that he is right now because he has been fighting by himself too. So that make a big difference in a human being.
And did he not say that to you recently?
Yeah, one day, Reuben is one day I said to Reuben, "I'm sorry, Reuben, I have been a little strict with you. I'm a little like mean with you." And he said, "Mom, if you wouldn't be like that, I wouldn't be this kind of man I am now." So, it has been hard for me. It has been hard for him. One of these days, somebody that I work for asked me, "What does Reuben want for Christmas?" And I said, "I don't really know." I said, "Well, maybe he don't need anything." And I said, "Reuben, I don't know, but we were talking about how Reuben is." And I said, "Because we have been suffering a lot and doing a lot by ourselves. It has been not easy for us." And Reuben is very mature. He have a lot of dreams, and I know he's going to reach all his goals. He's not going to give up. And there's something that I think why Reuben is like that. Since he was little, I used to take him with me to work. And he vacuum and do everything I did. But he's a very clean man. He's very neat. And he worked hard. And when he was like 17, I think, he started working at the Mexican restaurant. And he said, "Mom, I'm not going to work for the Mexicans. I'd rather to go back to Honduras. I'm going to go to college, and I'm not going to work for them." So that's why he just started working hard and doing great in his school.
Now, why do you think it's so important to get other people's children the same opportunity Reuben has?
Oh, it is very important because, like I said, if all those kids don't go to school, they don't go to college, we're going to have a big problem in the community. All those kids can do a lot of bad things in Grenada and everywhere. If they don't study, they're going to look something else to get money. They're going to do, I don't know what, but if they don't go to school, it's going to be a big problem to the community. If they study, it's going to be a totally different story for Grenada. I just want to thanks to Grenada,
Thank
to
you.
all the people that really helped us when we came here, all the doctors who took care of Reuben for free. This is a school. If somebody give you something, you want to give the same to others.
Yeah, you want to give
I
back.
feel I need to pay something back to Grenada. I really do.